40 on the outside with state football and his nighttime duties.
Umpires in the orange head, McInerney and Goldspink, and we've got the opening bounce and the Rucks go at it. Burton wins it down. Simpson out of the middle towards half forward. Morrell dragged down. Wharf clatters in. And a free kick is going to Digby Morrell. Play on's the call. Stevens inside the 50. Wonderful kick. Jones on the lead has taken the mark inside the 50. Brisk start by the Kangaroos. As yet no possessions for Sydney. Big crowd, brisk day. Fluky breeze. No easy kick this one. Taking plenty of time, the South Australian. Clouds in the distance. Chance of a shower or two. Kick is on its way. Working back nicely. There's the opening goal.
Well done by Digby Morrell to get the ball moving first. Anyway, he read the ball a little bit quicker than his opponent, Rowan Wharf, when they got the quick takeaway from the centre. Just got to front of him and panicked a little bit eager to lay hands on there, and a good spot up here by Anthony Stevens.
Perfect start for the Roos. Less than a minute and a goal on the board. Good crowd in here at Manuka Oval. Expecting a sellout. Still a few spare seats, but they're coming in as we speak. Matthew Burton to do the ruck work against Adam Goods. Umpire taking some time to get it right. Perfect bounce. Up they fly. Burton knocked down. Stevens tried to get the kick away. Bumped off it. Fosdyke through traffic. Stevens can't get it out. Now chance for Sinclair. Hacks it towards half forward and the mark's taken. Great start for Corey Jones. Plays on. Spears it inside. 50. Harvey.
Second possession for Corey Jones. He's just getting the drop on Ty Kennelly here at the moment, and Kennelly has developed into a very good running midfielder. Just at the moment, the quick ball coming in, he's just trying to be reactive rather than try and read the play further afield.
We've played almost 2 minutes and no Sydney Swan player has received a possession yet. It's been all the Kangaroos. Harvey, who averages between 1 and 2 goals a game for the Kangaroos, lines them up and drives it home. He's got one of his 2 already.
Well, this is just a bonus. I mean, you can't read into it because, as you call it, Dwayne, nobody's touched the ball from Sydney Swans yet, so you don't know how they're playing. You don't know what style of footy they're going to play. You don't know whether they're going to run or kick long. They've just got to actually touch the ball before they get on the board. Unusual.
Ty Kennelly trying to be proactive, simply overactive. Took off and his man dropped out behind him. Sydney yet to register a possession. We'll count that. Goods thumps it towards half forward. Get a kick for heaven's sake. Rawlings has got it. Coughs it up in the direction of Hall. Rawlings comes back again though, taken down strongly. Sydney work it forward towards their 50. Ball up. Still no possessions as such. 12 plays. Zip. Early going Manuka Sunday football. Here's the bounce. Hall and Burton. Hall in front, knocked it down, sockers it forward. Hand passed out of the congestion. Baird picked up by Goods, throws it on the boot. It wanders down towards full forward. Teague goes back and does very well.
Yeah, Nick Davis is his opponent. He can't allow Teague to be the second or third man up.
Stevens in the pocket. One bounce, plenty of time. Makepeace Shepherds. The kick goes up towards the wing. King leads back in the race. Petrie tries to deflect it across to King. King gets away. Well played. All the Kangaroos at the moment. Baird in the middle. Spots a man towards the centre. That's Burton. The big fellow's got it. Into Mines. Appeared to play on. No, he didn't. Goes in short. Sinclair A pair of dockers together. Stevens has been in everything. 65 metres out, goes down towards the pocket. Chance down there once again for Jones. Tries to slap it on. Crouch, got the arms free. This is Kennelly under pressure.
Put his teammate under even more pressure, but Kirk might come up with it. Caught. Finally got it to Fosdyke, who was almost crunched it out of the game in that contest thanks to the teammate's pass. Wells thought he had it, but Kirk over the top. Thought he was giving it to a teammate, gave it to King. High towards the goal square. Morel almost thrown out of it. Umpire said no, Wolf's throw was legal. Ball comes to Kennelly. Kirk, and they'll get out of it. Spearing ball to Nix, who has some space to move. Kicks into Burton. No one else would have touched it. Big Matthew Burton did. Got it to Teague. Around the body. Coming hard and taking a good mark, Rawlings.
Playing on the half-back flank, Brady Rawlings. He's picking up Williams for the Swans.
Kangaroos looking very sharp. Kick goes inside the 50. Rocker almost the mark. Spilled it. Should have marked it. Socked away from him. Close to the boundary line. Kept it alive. Harvey hooks it back towards the middle. Awkward bounce for Williams. Taken by Jones. Did he drop it? Not according to the umpire. This is Barry with some time. Nix. Kennelly. Well worked. Matthews. Fosdyke. Untidy the last hand pass. Maxfield split two of them. Runs forward of the wing. Kicks inside the 50. Ball on the lead behind his teammate Hall. Spoiled him. Diving in down there, Jude Bolton. Whistle will come shortly. Holding the ball is the call. Smitho.
Don't underestimate that breeze either, guys. The Sydney Swans kicking with a 2 or 3 goal breeze in this opening term. Pretty swirly, just going to the pocket nearest to our broadcast side.
Handball went to Harvey, now to Stevens. Out of defence toward the outer side, marked by Rawlings. Sinclair runs the half-back flank with a bounce. Looks forward, Rocker's up there calling for it. He ran into trouble. He slipped, got one high from Nix. Is that ball or too high? It's too high. Well, he contributed to that as much as Matthew Nix. Lucky.
Yeah, it's a big forward line for the Kangaroos again.
Well, why? Getting back Goods. Crunched by Teague. Umpire said play on. Williams. Davis. Wobbly ball along the wing. Ball. Beautiful play. Sold the dummy. Gives to Jude Bolton. He can go all the way. Runs to 50 with a bounce. Spears the pass to full forward. Nice pass. Schneider to Hall.
Displayed there by young Schneider. The kick wasn't great coming in from Jude Bolton. I don't know if Makepeace gets a hand on it. We'll find out here. Or maybe not. It was a pretty ordinary disposal in the end, but the direction was great. And Schneider, yeah, cool head. A lot of the times you get that close, you try and balk, you panic yourself into saying, I'm that close, I've got to take a shot. But predetermined where the ball was going to go, kept a cool head about it.
Well done, Adam Schneider. Clever hand pass, set it up. One down by Burton. Kirk, so good last week. Gets the kick away, down towards half forward. Rawlings leads in the race. Bolton in pursuit. Rawlings with support, ignores that. Kicks down towards half forward. Petrie on the lead. Couldn't hang on. And the ball spills out of bounds.
That forward line for the Kangaroos, at any one time, you've got Morel, Petrie, Rocker, and also Glenn Archer. Although he's not tall, he plays quite big. So you've got 4 key position type players on the one forward line. Goods
over the footy, crawls out. Kirk in trouble. Gang tackle, taken down, held to him, says the umpire. Another ball up. Just forward of the wing. Kangaroos working into the breeze. And they lead by 6 points. Goods very conscious of Burton. Burton on the way down. Kirk got the crumb though. Harvey's got the run of it now. Crouch very closely in attendance. Nix can go across the ground. Schneider, crafty. Fosdyke with the run. Goes inside the 50. Lines up. Is the kick accurate? Well, it doesn't matter. It fell in short. It was offline and off hands are behind.
Kangaroos home game. They played and won their Wizard Cup match up here during the pre-season against Essendon. They've only won 1 of their 8 first quarters so far this year. They lead at the moment after getting the first 2 goals of the game. Troy Makepeace. Bring the ball in from fullback, goes short and dangerous. Baird. Still virtually at fullback. Kangaroos 10 marks. Sydney yet to take one. Short to Rawlings, and they're away down the corridor. Wide wobbly kick. Morrell can't half volley the difficult ball. Wharf, Goods, Crouch. Thought about Fosdyke. Goes into the corridor to Ball, who almost, but didn't. And he can line up.
You've seen a lot of him, Dennis, in the West. With a bit of a breeze behind him, he shouldn't have too much trouble covering this.
No, we'll get the distance, I think. I'd like him from here. Been a good Swan, hasn't it?
Very good for him.
No angle to contend with. You can see it on your screen. Starts it out a little right, can't bring it back, and only a behind. Inaccurate Sydney Swans with more scoring shots of the Kangaroos, but they trail.
Thank you, Kangaroos. I would imagine the check is in the mail. It's 12 points to 8.
Still want to stand on that mark? Well, Kingy will want to play on here, but his man on the mark's not as quick, so he'll have to go long.
Drives it towards the wing. Simpson, almost the clever mark. Playon's the call. Forced a hand pass straight to Matthews. Williams, awkward one. Shrugs a tackle. Well done. Showed a lot of strength over the ball to Kirk. Took a lot of time on the kick and spotted Hall.
Well, the Hall was sitting in the forward pocket in that zone. David King kicks in, and he comes to this side of the ground, the way the ball is coming in, so Kingy is obligated to pick him up, and he just swatted him away before he even made his lead. That's how he got all that big break.
What about the deliberation from Kirk? Here's Hall right on the 50.
Good hit.
Good looking kick, puts a throw. His second.
Well, the kicking zone was pretty good there for the Sydney Swans. That's what's made the turnover, and good awareness too by Williams. Kirk is actually playing on Simpson. Now, you saw Simpson not paid that mark from the kick in. Kirk then peeled off and did the rest of it. Just found Barry Hall, and as I described, the lead came out of the square on David King, and Kingy didn't really have the defensive capabilities to stop him charging. Good kick.
Barry Hall, 2 goals. Kangaroos, 2 goals. And the Swans in front for the first time for the afternoon. Turnaround in possession. Sydney 37 out of the Kangaroos 30. Take away for the Roos toward half forward. Kennelly caught. Wells, late inclusion, the toe poke, but he knocked it to Craig Bolton. Williams, Goods. Short pass. Must have been just the required 15. Goes wide to the other Bolton, Jude. They got it from one, gave it to the other. Over the top of the pass, Maxfield. Too far out to score. Swans having a good 5 minutes. Inside 50 to Hall. Makepeace! Courage at its best.
He bounced. Opposite pocket. Rawlings. He's running. Right half back.
Needs Archer.
Goes up towards the wing. Archer. The bounce in front of him, worked off the ball well by Barry. Chance for Harding. Barry.
Wanted him.
In 10-pin bowling, a difficult split. We've got a ball up on the wing. Archer, cannon back in there.
Leo Barry just decided, well, I'll do what I do to a junior here and just knock him off the ball. This is the mark by Makepeace. You called it, great courage. But Leo Barry just tried to get a little bit overly physical, and Arch was not going to let it go unnoticed.
Wide of the pack. Chance for Barry. Head over the footy with courage. Bolton. Interesting. Got it to Goods. A throw is called. Rightly so. Harvey. And/or King. He's got the kick. Well, they wax. King sends it high inside the 50. Kennelly in front, almost the mark. It came out and bounced. Now Kennelly. Well, Kennelly was punching the ground there.
He was too. That was a poorly disguised attempt at getting rid of it. Mitho, you're down there, so you're telling us that Rocker will be kicking into a breeze, even though it's swirly.
And that's directly the angle that the breeze is taking too.
There's a monster kick. Can he cover the distance here? That was unusual to watch him punch in the ground.
That was just therapy.
Yeah.
Happens sometimes. You need that.
This cathartic exercise.
That's like green walls. You've got the green ground out there.
He is a big kick. If he gets on track early, there's no stopping this bloke with his kicking. But if he sprays one early, he can get the yips.
Sad Rocker, 5th game for this season from the 50. Hangs it out to the right. Well, it's a fine line between pleasure and pain.
Certainly got some distance on it.
Yeah.
Kennelly won't be thumping the turf here. He'll thump it back into play.
It's going to have to go long. There's a quick man on the mark, and there's only one target within about 40 metres.
Goes long to Ball, who runs into Brown, then marks. Great piece of play to Matthews immediately. Kirk now from the wing. Barry Hall's on the move, and the ball bounces unkindly for him. He tried to keep it in and argues with the boundary umpire about whether it was over the line or not. Good mark by Ball. Back into play. Goods and Brown, who pushes Goods out. Umpire said it was okay. Rawlings. Petrie. Good mark on the wing. There goes Bolton.
It's a big unit, this kid, isn't he?
Yeah, certainly too big for Craig Bolton there.
102, 103 kilos.
Nothing wrong with that.
He's just a bit more stretched than yours, Dwayne. Bared off.
Petrie on the wing. Decides to go towards the middle. Colbert cruising past Makepeace. On the outer side, Watt ignores all of that. Comes back to Wells. A late inclusion.
First touch for the day.
Very congested up ahead. Again goes short. Teague lets it bounce, but the whistle is gone. It's coming back.
Yeah. Just saying there was 2 men standing in the mark, so he wanted to correct it. A little bit over officious.
There's Colbert then. Kicks intended for Jones. Kennelly up high. Harvey gets the crumb. Goes Goldwood from 30 and kicks it. His second.
Just seems at this point in time that the Swans are moving the ball quicker when they do go forward. Now this is a relatively lucky sort of break for them, although he is consistent at reading the hands off the pack like that, but they've just gone a little bit wide for a very tall forward line. They need blokes like this to be roving a central position, a central marking contest, and they've honoured the lead out wide on a few occasions.
Good first term to watch. Kangaroos back in front. Brown in the ruck takes it out of the air in the end. High kick. Was it 15? Good courage from Simpson. Umpire said play on. Kirk wide. Bolton gets there. Jude runs. It's this last time he got it and set up a goal, and he might do it here. Goes to Barry Hall.
He's moving well today, Barry Hall. Early days, he's had 2 marks for his 2 kicks and 2 goals. Can he make it 3 from 3?
It kicked 18 for the season going into this match. Has 2 already. 55 goals last year, Barry Hall. Tough angle. Breeze, as Smith, I told you, pushing it away from the goal face. Can he keep it straight? That is straight over the goal umpire's head. Barry's got 3.
3 disposals, 3 goals for Barry Hall. His efficiency is brilliant. But he is leading well. I reckon Barry plays exceptionally well when he starts to move in the running motion sideways. I mean, you always want to keep a bloke leading straight up the ground, but just see there, the camera's caught him bend out a little bit on the lead. When he starts to angle his leads a little bit, takes off in the straight line and then starts putting a bit of a curve into it, he is very, very hard to stop, and he does have good mobility for a bloke who is basically an undersized ruckman in his stature.
Barry Hall, 21 goals for this season. Brown knocked it down, taken away by Kirk. The second centre clearance for Sydney. They're losing in that department, 4-2. Across half back, Rawlings to Sinclair. In trouble, slips a hand pass, an untidy one in the direction of Colbert. Bolton arrived quickly. So too Fosdyke, in trouble, taken down. Close to the boundary line, Rawlings can't keep it in. It will be tossed in front of the scoreboard. Historic scoreboard too. 3-2 plays 3-1. Most of their recent games played at the SCG. In fact, I think this is the first since 1998 that hasn't been at the SCG. Crouch taken down about 55 metres out, a ball up.
Just outside attacking 50 for the Swans. Plenty of fans have taken the leisurely drive down. Bounce. Brown. Boundary line. Jude Bolton cuts it off, ducks into a tackle from Rawlings, and the umpire says 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I'll bounce it. Jude Bolton holding his head, but certainly put it down.
Dean Laidley trying to pinch a goal before the end of this quarter. He's put Morrell to full forward against Ty Keneally.
Toe poke from Stevens, another one from Sinclair, and now Petrie back to Stevens. They've worked it from half back towards half forward. Archer hasn't touched the ball yet. Got 2 to beat here. Ball touches, ball out of play. And we've ticked into time on opening term, and the umpire said it was out of bounds on the full.
Now this is where if they can get Morrell one out against Ty Keneally, he's going to outstrength him and take the mark over him. That's not to him though.
Centering kick from Archer. Cleared Petrie, waiting behind Rocker. Tried to go over the top to Morrell. Chopped off by Shawball. Goes to Nix. Looking for the boundary line. Finds it. No controversy that time. And Ball still having a word to the boundary umpire. Watch this again. Well, the boundary umpire got it wrong.
Yep. And it hit the line anyway.
Yep.
Even though it was below the knee.
It'll be tossed in just outside the attacking 50 for the Kangaroos, who trail by a point. Approaching quarter time. Ball with the back of the hand. Nick's in trouble. Ball goes off the deck. Simpson waits. Kicks inside the 50. Out of bounds on the full.
Good pressure by Sydney in their defensive half off the ground. They're the least scored against team in the competition as we stand at the moment. And they're displaying. They're getting good coverage from their midfielders who are pressing.
If ever a man should have been recruited by the Dockers, he just kicked it. Wharf towards the outer side. Good mark is taken by Bolton.
Wants to come back into the corridor. The options were shut down. Still wants to come in. Harding picking up Keneally, as you could see. Long kick. Hall forced to punch from behind. Goods traps it. Caught by Wells. Hands to Nix. High inside 50. Davis comes hard. Disciplined fist. Knocks down in Williams' direction. Back to Davis. Centering ball. Top of the square. Kirk. One hand. Couldn't collect it. Stevens a little fumble. Danger here. Crouch. Stolen. He was grabbed. Ball knocked free. Harvey, the century, the boundary line. Hall can't keep it alive. And we'll get a ball in.
Unusual blemish for Anthony Stevens there below his knees too. Normally he's a one glove or one take specialist. I thought I was describing Michael Jackson then, but
Haven't seen him play football, Dermot.
No.
Don't want to. Ball forward pocket for the Sydney Swans, and we'll get a ball up.
I was thinking, put your nose over the ball.
Literally.
Bounce in the pocket.
Well, the Swannies, as you can see there, won 6 of their first 8 first quarters this year.
Harvey going nowhere. Kirk's over the footy. Boundary line is in there somewhere, and the umpire decides that's holding the ball. Gee, they've been red hot on that this afternoon. Free kicks, Kangaroos 7, Sydney 0.
Could go the distance here, right down the ground.
Simpson to Sinclair. Up from the back pocket. Just over 3 minutes till quarter time. Anthony Stevens comes off the ground. Harris is on.
Good coverage by Sydney. If they were away, if he had played on straight away, but now Sydney just choked them through the midfield. That's the midfield's they're doing there. They've really shut them down moving forward.
Brown was the call. Sinclair towards the outer side wing. Hacked forward by Watson. Down towards half forward. He came again. Upended. Keneally did well in the other way. Morrell back to Watson. Chips inside the 50. Running onto the ball. Harding about 25 metres out and closing. And he's kicked the goal. Well done by Ashley Watson.
Huge pace, this kid, isn't he? And he can just split things open, chase there, and just recognises the possession, runs forward. Yeah, he can make things happen. I mean, he's not the complete player, but when the ball falls to his teammates and he can find a little bit of an open paddock in front of him, I doubt there's anyone in the league who could run him down.
Full house here getting their money's worth. The lead has changed 4 times already. Inside 3 minutes remaining. Wells slaps it forward. Picked off by Simpson towards Harvey. Knocked it, kicked it. Got it to half forward. Maxfield. Wharf, can he pick it up? Bumps with Harvey close to the boundary line. Simpson toward the boundary line. Fosdyke a fumble. Simpson goes back in, gets it, and they'll get away with it. High kick inside 50. Morrell plays on immediately. Harvey, he's already got 2. Make that
3. Fantastic protection there by Big Drew Petrie. We'll watch the mark come in again on the replay here, but Harvey just brilliant. Nick Fosdyke, he does fumble a lot for a ground player. He fumbles a lot below the knees. Now watch Petrie just push Bolton to the side here, and Boomer Harvey, he's actually been tagged by Jared Crouch. And if you're doing the job on somebody and they get 3 in the opening quarter, you'd say you're not going that well.
Bad karma. Harvey's got 13 goals for this season. 5-1, 3-2. Mytho said the breeze is going right to left. Kangaroos laughing in the face of it. Well done by Ball. Down to Crouch. Over the football. In goes Keith. Held to him by Brown. We'll have a ball up as we go down to Anthony Mithen.
Anthony Stevens come off the ground. In the first couple of minutes, he copped a knock high up on the left side. The doctor went out to him. He told him it was just a cork. He waved him off, but getting some treatment now.
Meanwhile, back in the action, Williams went through the pack, left the ball behind. Petrie, high floating one, get under that. In from the side, big leap by Morrell, likes that situation. Archer tries to crash the pack, held to him, and a ball up midway between right centre wing and right half forward.
Did you see young Lee Harding then again? He saw there was a half chance of a possession and a quick snap forward, ran past the actual contest into the open space, always looking to get goal side.
Ball worked out of it. Rawlings, the crumb, centering kick. Shawball's in front. Good grab. Timely one. Maxfield is breaking to the outer side.
Takes the mark. Decides not to take off on Simpson. You mentioned Crouch, Dermot. He has been taken off as well. Ball towards Jude Bolton. Slapped toward the boundary line by Lee Colbert. How deliberate is that? Umpire says very.
Little snail back from Lee. Don't think he's got much of a case to argue.
Swans first free of the afternoon. Kangaroos have 7.
Good lead by Hall, ignored.
Adam Goods.
Archer is doing what he's done so many times, just dropping into the hole. Ball goes past him.
Oh, gee, that's the second time Makepeace has been almost crunched by Hall, and one time, of course, he got him, but he's up and okay. Wouldn't want to turn it over now. Inside 30 seconds remaining. Goes to Sinclair. Runs the defensive 50. Hacks it wide towards the boundary, and Watson takes the mark. Second game and his 4th possession. Played up here in the Wizard Cup earlier this year. Almost feels at home. Kicks toward half forward. Ball, and Stevens flies. Takes the mark front of the pack, but that might be just about it. A good opening term. The Kangaroos, according to Anthony Mithen, kicking against the breeze in the first quarter, and going into this game had only won one first quarter in their 8 games for the season so far. But that man Brett Harvey kicking 3 has put them into the lead at the first change. Kangaroos 5-1-31, Sydney 3-2-20. 11-point margin in favour of the Kangaroos. Anthony Stevens back on after having a spell. Game number 300, 260 day games, 33 night games, 4 state games, and 2 games for Australia. Back in the middle, won't get a go at this one because straight to Goods to Maxfield. Now Matthews, can he pick it up? Sinclair comes at him, he overran it a bit. Harris caught, tried to get it out. Ball in the pack, shoveled out in the end. Stevens runs into Maxfield, caught, and the umpire says ball.
It was a bit slow motion-ish from Steve-O there.
Good tackle, and not, well, was a legal kick in the end. It only travelled an inch. Ball towards half forward. Schneider, can he keep it alive? Umpire says no.
Now, heard
he
the
kicked
whistle
a
there.
brilliant goal as well.
He's heard the whistle there.
Disallowed.
There was once a time, Dwayne, when that was a free kick at the out-of-bounds mark.
Oh, gee. And have a look at this goal if we stay with it. It doesn't get much better than that.
Well, that's a big call by the boundary umpire too. He had to be behind Schneider.
Correct.
It's got to be a bit of a guess, unless the goal umpire is a Hawkeye and is sitting in the forward pocket. Boundary throw in about 50 out.
Big pack.
Hall works in front. Goes with the back of the hand. Jude Bolton hurriedly inside the 50. All Kangaroos around the footy. Well done by Colbert. Great use of the body over the shoulder. Schneider's got it. Wants to kick a goal. How will this bounce? Wide of the mark. Through for a behind. Sydney creep closer. They trail by 10 points now. Second term at Monica.
He's taking the tempo of league footy quite well. Schneider, isn't he? He's adjusting to it each week.
Exciting prospect. King straight down the middle. Hall gave a contest. Loose ball at the back. It's running down towards centre half forward. Wharf got the arms free. Hand pass straight into Harris though. Digs it out nicely. Stevens slipped over. As it worked out, it helped him. Got it to Archer. Into the path of Petrie. Runs outside the 50. Bolton trying to work him off the line of the ball. Did well. Socker to his own advantage. Tries to go across to Fosdyke. Petrie played it pretty well as well. Sinclair to Archer. Kicks inside the 50. This is Watson. 30 metres out. Won't bend it back. No decoy that time. He did do him. Rocker 5 metres out.
Once again, worked out, established very early Severio Rocker where the drop zone of the ball was. And big Jason Ball next to him does all the work before. Yeah, great footage there. Well done, guys. Just shows, oh, sorry, it wasn't Ball. It was Shawble, his ex-teammate from Collingwood. Moves him away from the drop zone.
Only 4 goals so far this season. 4 in 4 completed matches. This for number 5 in game number 5. Straight through the middle.
Once again, impressed by Petrie out on the half-forward flank because Bolton did enough to beat him and take the ball away. But like the old adage, Dennis, good big man will beat a good little man.
Yes,
he just outsized,
quite right there.
He just outsized him, didn't he? And from the second place, he was able to muscle him off the ball again.
3 goals in a row to the Kangaroos. Ashley Watson yet to kick a goal in his 2 games of AFL football, but he has set up 3 of the Kangaroos' 6 so far today. Ball in the middle, Wells. Handball out to Stevens. Wobbles it inside 50. Petrie dives, can't bring the mark in. Ball still alive. Archer attacks it hard as always. Got it in the end and got one a little high. Umpire saw it, and he'll have a shot at goal.
The amazing thing is with Glenn Archer, he's got 2 head-high tackles then. I reckon when the whistle's gone, he's probably looked up and thought to himself, I got a free kick, what for? He wouldn't have even known the contact existed.
You're saying he's tough, obviously, Dermot, not that...
Oh, he's
just
painted
had a
with
few.
that brush a little bit, you know? Yeah, he's fairly hard at it.
He's, over time, developed a resistance to it. Playing with a broken bone and a plate in his hand. 3 goals this season. Glenn Archer to extend this Kangaroos lead, and they've started the second term as they started the first.
Well, they're poor first quarter starters, and they won the first quarter. Sydney Swans aren't bad first quarter starters. The Kangaroos, the statistics from the opening 8 games of this season show that they turn it around in the second quarter, and they're showing those signs here. So they're looking good up until half-time today.
Ryan O'Keefe waiting to come on. They're looking very good, the Kangaroos. They've got the last 4 goals in this game. Bounce. Hangs over Goods, tries to hook it down to Nix. It comes back to Goods, gets the hand pass away. Matthews towards the outer side, looking down towards half forward. Hall on the lead. Watts got speed though, got there first. 2-handed fist away. Stevens put the body in. A fickle bounce, went back in the direction of Williams, the man he beat initially. It's tied up very close to the boundary line, and we'll have a bounce. So the margin suddenly out to 22 points early in the second term.
See Shannon Watt just running away to the right hand of screen. He followed that punch on, whereas Barry Hall peeled off. He's just got to keep his awareness as the ball trickles over the boundary line. He's got to keep an awareness here that Barry Hall, after the initial contest, will double back and go towards goal. Now Watt kept wanting to be at the ball. You're right, Dennis, he's got a turn of speed for a big fella, Watt.
Said by some to be the fastest over 50 metres on the Kangaroos list. From the side of the field, from the wing, Matthews towards half-court and Makepeace takes another one under the pack. Rawlings. Wells almost got on his way. 10th possession is long towards half-forward. Back of the pack, Kennelly traps it. Thought about Schneider, went longer to Davis, has some space to use. Still has Schneider.
Jude Bolton's in space if they can go long.
The 1-2 back to Davis. Barry Hall on the move. Will he get it eventually? Watts with him. Taps it back. Boundary line will do. Rawlings will also do. And so will the ball up.
Now I'll put the boys on the spot here. We'll get a watch the left knee of Rawlings. You are safer going in low. That is a knee injury waiting to happen there. Well done.
Mentioned Shannon Watt only played 6 games last year for the Kangaroos. Established himself now at full-back in the absence of Mick Martin. Burton. High kick from Teague towards the wing. Free kick. Petrie pushed out of the contest by Craig Bolton.
That's got to be his modus operandi, though. He's got to unsettle Petrie because he's just tower-overing him with size. Got to temper it a bit better than that, though.
Morrell almost couldn't hang on. Wharf. Well done, Simpson. In goes Ball. Watson's in there as well. Ball emerges with it almost. Thought he was out. Dragged back in. And we'll have a bounce. Jason Ball, who made his debut against Sydney in 1992 for the West Coast Eagles, played on Mark Bays that day, and his footy idol growing up was Dermot Berry. You'll like him from now on. He's in the running for the votes, I bet.
He's got 6 already.
Petrie is dragged down. We'll have a ball up inside the centre square.
I'll start him on 5. If he gets, he'll get another vote for every touch.
The incentive plan.
Good job done by Kirk here on Adam Simpson. Simpson 6 possessions. Kirk already up to 9.
Well done by Simpson. Loves being the third man up. Kicked it about 25 metres. Goods, though, took a clever mark to Davis. Back to Goods. Not a good kick. Down towards half forward. Keith comes hard. So too King. And the ball is out of bounds. It'll be tossed in. Kangaroos 43. Sydney 21. Just over 14 minutes till the major break.
Poor delivery going forward, the Swans, especially from this side of the ground.
Burton front spot against Goods, who snuck around and got the front position in the end. King caught. And the umpire will come in and sort out this dispute between King and Davis.
Have a look here. Jude Bolton seems to be playing wide. Well, it's David King just coming to the right-hand side of this pack. And he'll allow Bolton, after the bounce, he'll touch now, but he'll allow him to get free.
Goods out of the air. Didn't get caught. Got the handball out. Matthews looked for Williams. Harris comes at him hard and dumps him into the turf. Was that Harris or was that the jumper? Wearing Mick Martin's old jumper and tackled in Mick Martin's style. Look at this.
That's a Harris scarfed.
Arrest.
Jumper. It's taken in a stripe or two since Mick's been wearing it. The ball out of the ruck contest to Teague. Kicks toward the wing. Watson edged out of the contest but tapped it nicely to Stevens. High kick towards half forward. Barry just jumped a little early.
Premature elevation. Archer goes inside the 50. Here's a chance for Rocker. Controlled it pretty well deep in the pocket. What can Wells do here? Looks to the middle. He can do something. Petrie's taken the mark. He fired that ball in. It had to arrive quickly. He made sure it did. Now Petrie's got it about 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. He just keeps presenting, this young man. Hard worker. Emerging player with an important kick right here. Currently the margin of 22 points. Gets out around 5 goals, and you've only scored 3. Dangerous territory.
He's listed at 101 kilos in the book. He's a couple more than that. Spoke to him a few weeks ago. And Bolton's listed at 83. He's obviously more than that, but he's got a good 15 to 20 kilos on him.
It's tight. I think he's missed. He has behind. Reprieve for the Swans. Kangaroos very accurate so far. 7-2. Sydney 3-3.
Stuart Maxfield, the captain of the Sydney Swans, to bring it back into play. Nominated for the Swans team of the century. Goes wide. Ball. Shawble, in fact. Back pocket. High kick to the outer side. Good mark taken by Morrell.
That is the third, well, really poor kick coming forward for the Sydney Swans, which had no real pressure upon it.
Morrell in 2 minds, eventually chips it inside the 50. Watson a half chance. Kennelly did well on the burst. This is Barry, draws a man to him, feeds it off to Davis. He wants to go as well, has one bounce, carries the ball up towards the wing. Another poor kick from Davis. Makepeace, another good mark.
That's the 4th scrubber. Now, Mytho, is the wind really bad down there? Is it just coincidence that they're all poorly dropping it?
Yeah, got a good indication there with Petrie with that kick. It really swirled around in the air, that kick for goal just a few moments ago.
Rawlings inside the 50. Harvey up with the big men. Bolton, Craig Bolton, down on one knee. Off the ground by Ball. Not too scientific, it spills out of bounds. Boundary throw in, about 55 metres out from the Kangaroos attacking goal. Sydney need to hold here.
Harding on.
Yeah, back on the ground, replacing Morrell.
He'll pinch one here, Dennis. You watch, he'll run past it and have no opponent.
Ball knocks it down. Kirk tied up. And we'll have a ball up on the 50.
He's likely to snag one here within about 30 seconds. He's just one of those types of players. Right in the thick of the bounce here.
See how it travels. Kirk close to the boundary line. Slaps it in the direction of Goods. Kept it alive. Gives to Davis. Swans away from half-back towards the wing. Too far. And that swirling breeze costing them a game. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Makepeace. Now Brown is lurking alone at half-back. Goes long. Petrie. Hands to the ball. Couldn't mark it. Ball caught. Good tackle by Archer. Craig Bolton shrugs the tackle, got it to Ball, wide from him. Maxfield, half-back flank for the Swans. Looks long, O'Keefe calls, and outmarked in the end by Rawlings.
Every week he's getting better and better, isn't he? Brady Rawlings. Very good mark, very quick, generally uses the ball well. This is Brown. Another former Docker out there, runs through the wing, kicks well inside the 50. Rockers in front, Shawble from behind. Got it out of bounds.
Which is kind of the statistical information on hand. And Sydney, their kicking efficiency for the year, the average has been 81%, down today 10% lower already. So, I mean, that's an enormous impact on the way you play a game of footy.
Simpson did well, knocked it back towards the middle. Bolton over the football, still. Needs to be careful the way the umpires have been going this afternoon. We've got a ball up. Great to see Derek kick it before the game. Up in the broadcast box, played for both these clubs. He made his debut actually at West Perth in the WAFL in the same season as Dean Laidley. There's the bounce, about 35 metres out. Ball knocks it wide. Harvey feeds it back. Sinclair got through, lines up, deserves a goal. Wanders off course, and Kennelly goes back, takes the mark. Goods is running for him. Runs outside the defensive 50. Adam Goods, the one bounce, needs a good kick now. And the kicking on this side of the ground hasn't been great. Rawlings leads back in the race, plays it against Roberts-Thompson, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Now, I know the kicking's been poor as described there, Dennis, on this side of the ground, but that's why Roberts-Thompson's on, because they are just totally falling down across the half-forward line. They need a half-forward who will come up and meet the ball at the wing, because the ball's being played in the Kangaroos' half of the ground now.
Brown slaps down from the ruck contest. Stevens shrugged the tackle, couldn't get the kick away. Makepeace, good commitment. Davis trying to rake the ball free. Makepeace has still got it. Davis has still got him. And the umpire decides it's not holding the ball. Nick Davis asking for the free kick. His father, Craig Davis, the director of umpiring for New South Wales ACT, might have a word with Dad about that one. We'll get the takeaway here. 44 plays 21, and again it's tied up. Only 12 Sydney players have had a touch this quarter. 18 Kangaroos have touched it. And there is the Sydney Swans coach's box. Paul Roos on the right-hand side.
We see down the bottom of the, just near the pack here, Simpson's trying to tag Goods when he's on the ball, and Kirk's trying to tag Simpson.
Harvey sends it the wrong way. Goods going back with the flag of it. The whole game turned on its head there, and Goods takes a very clever mark.
And this is with Simpson on the mark. This is why Kirk is finding ball elsewhere on the ground. He just runs away.
Teague did well. Fist away outside the 50. Well done by Watson. Strong tackle on Nix. Coming through Teague yet again. Got it to Harvey. Stevens alongside the centre circle. Kicks inside the 50. This will be interesting. Petrie pursued. Falling to the ground. Hooks. How will it run? Kennelly gets across and puts it out of bounds on the full.
Left footer, Corey Jones. Well, if he's not, he's very capable on it.
Interesting. Square is completely vacant. He runs around, hooks, pulls it back too soon behind. I thought for a moment the square was left vacant so players could suddenly feed back to it. That wasn't the case. They simply stayed out.
Not a bad plan though, Dennis.
No.
Kennelly. Why did you use that one in the WAFL? Davis.
Didn't think of that. There's a lot of things I didn't think of back then.
Long kick from Davis. Back with a flight. Good mark taken by Craig Bolton. Ball running back with a flight, almost got a hand on it and spoiled it. Craig Bolton's 5th possession coming up.
Now the reason he's holding it here, because he only had 3 forwards ahead of him. He had to wait for support to run from behind, away from him, to be a target.
Schneider almost stole it, gathers in the end. Threads the handball through, looking for Jude Bolton. Gets it, chips it inside 50. King cuts it off.
Gee, they're turning the footy over here. I know that was pressure also.
David King made his debut at the ripe old age of 22. Kicks to the midfield to Archer. Plays on, goes wide. They've got the loose man. Set it up nicely. Jones chips it inside 50 to Stevens. One hand on the ball. Nix heads him out of the contest. Davis, ball, Wharf, and the Sydney Swans away.
Well, interesting. Should be an umpire. Wharf gets the hand pass away. On the outer side, Matthews over the top. Fosdyke goes down towards half forward. Good kick too. Hall on the lead. He's booted 3.
Powell's just run on, Dennis. He's by himself if he comes up to meet the ball.
Goes instead to Roberts Thompson in the true centre half forward position. They've got 2 on 1 inside the 50. Well played by Rawlings. Split the difference. Got between the pair. Kicking long down towards full forward from centre half forward the Swans. Powell gave a contest. In goes Kirk. Gee, Rawlings did well then. Just got between the pair. They had 2 on 1. Roberts Thompson was confused by all of that, playing only his 2nd game. And as a result, no damage done.
He was slow to sum it up, the kid, wasn't he?
A little bit. Here he is again, anxious to make amends. Tackled, coughed it up. Harvey run off the line of it by Williams. Sinclair. Chance now for Harding. In trouble. Goes back to Sinclair. Ditto. Knocked away there by O'Keefe. O'Keefe's over the footy. Harding's over him as we go down to Anthony Mithod.
Their heads tell a story here, the Kangaroos. Lee Harding there with a short cropped haircut. He must have been the punter that lost the money this week. Punters Club down there at Arden Street, and he who loses shaves head.
Ball back in play after the bounce from the umpire. Gee, that's high stakes. Don't mind losing your money, but
That was their last goal, first quarter, the 18.5-minute mark. So they've been a long time. There's a drought on in the forward line for the Swannies.
Goods might end the drought. He can pump it inside 50, Adam Goods.
Well, Barry's got the kicking boot on today, but he's going to go to the big fella.
Roberts Thompson, hands to it, 2 grabs.
Over
The
the
second
boundary.
one just over the line. And we'll get a ball in. Good support for the Swans here, even though it's a Kangaroos home game. Roberts Thompson to do the ruck work. Against him, Brown back toward the boundary line, and the boundary umpire will have to do it all again. with 4 minutes and a little bit of time on remaining to half-time.
Interesting yesterday, Kit Gaylor wrote in the Herald Sun, Lewis Roberts-Thompson sounds like a half-forward line. Well, it is actually a Swans half-forward line. Slow night, yeah. I sat down and worked it out. Dale Lewis, John Roberts, Andrew Thompson, Orion Thompson, Mark Roberts in there as well. Life mirrors art, or vice versa. Up towards the wing, in trouble. Petrie kicks it out of bounds on the fall.
Emphasising the poor kicking of the Sydney Swans. Kick's going to be taken by somebody else here. Sydney Clangers 22, the Kangaroos 9. So, I mean, that's enormous for actual Clangers going direct to the opposition. 22 and a half of football, and we're not finished yet.
Here's Goods, right on the wing. High ball, down towards half forward, just hangs in the breeze. Sinclair camped in front, couldn't control it. Maxfield was punching before he was tackled. Comes across to Kirk, gets it away to Wolf. Maxfield again. Man on across the ground is Nix. Will it get there in time? Yes, plenty of time. He's marked about 45 metres out, but from what we've seen, distance will be a problem. Very exposed that end, and the breeze whipping in.
Beautiful kicking action though, Matthew Nix, when he makes contact with not an overly long kick, but solid within his range. Quite an accurate kick.
That is going to confuse a would-be tackler, isn't it, if you're trying to punch the ball away before he tackles. He's thinking, what? There goes Nix. He's got it, I think. That's a very good effort. Just across the line. Great kick.
Well, let's have a look at this as Maxfield receives again. He goes past the spine of the ground to the fat side. He had two targets out there. Barry Hall was going to gobble that one up as well. This quarter, the Swans, well, they've been getting the ball, turning it over though. Goods 10 possessions this quarter, 3 marks, 5 clearances, a lot of it in the back line there. Matty Nix, as you see on screen, 6 possessions across half forward.
Sydney Swans have won the last 5 encounters against the Kangaroos by an average of 59 points. They'll have to come from behind here. Edging close to half-time. Ball out of the middle. Slats it wide to Matthews. Spearing pass. Ball dropped. Covered up by O'Keefe. Got it back to Matthews. Inside 50. One grab, not the second from Roberts-Thompson. Powell nearly had it. Rawlings, who saved them a few times, the Roos. Kicks toward the wing. Archer can't trap it. Barry, just a toe poke, big crunch on Archer, and Simpson takes it across the line, and we will get a ball in. Kirk with Simpson this afternoon, and he's had a few jobs this year. Brett Kirk tagged Nathan Buckley, Des Headland, and Scott Camporelli earlier this year. And Adam Simpson's been in very good form for the Roos. Ball back into play, and Ball knocks it down. But Harris, umpire found a free. Harris kicks inside 50. Morrell called to play on. A lot of players stop. Morrell caught. Could be ball. Umpire says no. Nix comes up with it. Goes long towards the wing. Almost, not quite Rawlings, but he does save them again. Diving in Colbert. Rawlings over it. Big pack forms. And with 90 seconds remaining in this second term, we will get a ball up. O'Keefe back into the Sydney Swans lineup. Late changes for both teams before the bounce. Stevens off, getting more treatment. Ball slapped down, wobbly kick from Watson, and a found Makepeace.
Having a good day.
Chance to score. Sinclair, long ball on the lead. Petrie just edged under it well by Bolton. Ball still in dispute. Williams caught a little high. Umpire did see it. He will get a free kick. Paul Williams, who's won the past 2 best and fairests for the Sydney Swans, just copping a little high. Chip kick is good. O'Keefe long under it. And able to mark it. Now chance for Maxfield. Inside 50. Fosdyke, can he bring it back? It's bending, it's bouncing. Wrong side of the post.
On occasions today, Dwayne, when they've got the ball moving quickly, they've looked fantastic, the Sydney Swans. They've probably got quicker transfer from one end to the other than the Kangaroos, even though they're still 17 points adrift.
Dying seconds of the first half then. Sinclair to Colbert. short of the wing. Lee Colbert off his step. Harris didn't judge it too well. Goods has lifted considerably, is holding it that time surely. And that's the call, but we're down to 5 seconds. Clock continues to run. Laidley urging his men on, but it will stand for naught. Right on the wing, it's half time. And the Kangaroos 45 over Sydney 28. And the Roos, whose form lately has been disappointing. They've lost 4 of their last 5. Enjoy playing their footy in Canberra. 7-3 plays 4-4.
We'll be back with the Holden half time after the break. It's the Kangaroos by 17 points.
I think you dubbed him Dennis Cometti.
Did not.
Yes, you did, Dennis.
Oh, okay. There's the bounce. Burton comes over the top. I'll take it. Williams goes back towards halfback. Smothered off the boot by Sinclair. Well played, Sinclair. Knocks it down towards half forward. Bolton, Craig, got it to Ball on the outer side. This is Fosdyke. Goes down towards right half forward. Pitches in front of Nix. He can't keep it in. Belatedly goes to ground. With him, Brady Rawlings. 14 possessions in the first half. Adam Goods, the leader on the ground, with 16.
17 points down, the Sydney Swans. Every time they've trailed this season at halftime, they haven't gone on to win, so they don't chase.
Goods knocked it down behind. This is Teague. Sends play towards half forward, setting himself and taking a good grab his ball. Plays on. Kennelly close to the boundary line. Williams needs to take them on. He does that. One bounce. Oh, well done. Well read by Rawlings. Ball was coming up on the lead. Rawlings across on the angle. Changes the direction of play. Comes to Watt. Harvey is short. He'll bypass that, or will he? He was indecisive at best. Harvey's got it. On the wing. Was that 15? I doubt it. The umpire thought about it. Paid the mark to Jones.
See, this side of the ground, the kicking, I reckon it's got a curse on it. It's probably because Mytho's out this side.
Goes back to David King. Actually played with Dean Laidley, now playing under him. Kicks inside, 50, off a couple of toes. Maxfield had it, lost it. Harris, Sinclair. And we'll get a bounce inside 50. Just Sinclair on screen. Starting back of the pack. Hoping to get the knockdown and pounce. Burton, who stayed down, did the roving. Crouch, caught in the tackle by Archer and Harris. Wasn't going anywhere.
Now this bounce down, Dwayne, it's moved about 5 metres further away from goal, and Rocker is the only man inside 50 in the goal square. Corey Jones runs back now, which I don't reckon is a good move by Corey Jones. One out, Rocker in a quick kick going in. He's going to outstrength his opponent.
Burton to Stevens to full forward. Almost Rocker. Got a glove on it. Morrell, Sharks, Wells from the pocket. Puts it through. Another good start for the Roos.
He's got some talent, this kid, hasn't he? Yeah, without that Ty Kennelly there coming in, the third man into the contest, Rocker would have gobbled that mark up. So Corey Jones, you just can't take it back. He's turned a one-on-one into a two-on-one there. I mean, that's poor footy. I mean, he's only a kid, Corey Jones, but well roved. Let's give the praise where it's due there. Wells read it beautifully.
So the margin 23 points. Good bounce. Burton directs it down. Simpson digs it out. Rawlings goes again towards half forward. Morrell gathers the bouncing footy. Indiscriminate hand pass. Stevens backed up though. Well done. Jones on the lead. Irresistible football from the Kangaroos.
It's just inch it forward at any cost, isn't it? And they read the player further afield, knowing that more likely than not they're going to throw ball to boot. So they forge to the front spot like that.
Corey Jones, 5 marks. Andrew Wills was out in the ground, not moving too well.
The limper. What did you call him? The flying egg.
I didn't call him anything if he's watching. Nothing at all.
Last time I saw Andrew Willis, he was fishing the gabbies out of my dam.
Is that right?
Yeah. Geelong boy.
There's the kick from Jones. Leans back on it. Good kick too. Trouble for Sydney.
It is trouble for Sydney now, isn't it? They've shown that the Kangaroos are able to cut off any penetration inside the Sydney Swans forward 50 at the other end. They're getting a lot of rebound footy there, and their forwards are just reacting a lot quicker than the Sydney Swans backmen. It's going to make it tough from here. Very deep the forward line. The Kangaroos.
6 of the last 7 they've kicked. Goods in the ruck against Burton. Ball knocked free. Going in hard but not able to get the ball away. Here's Bolton, and we will get a ball up on the wing. Jude being helped to his feet. You can see that record. Kangaroos have enjoyed playing here. Sydney's first trip. Ball up. Burton knocked it down. Tried to toe poke it out of Bolton's hands. Just thought better of it at the last second. Going in hard. Schneider, hip and shoulder. Ball rake free. Rawlings. Back to King, who just finds the boundary line and will get a ball in. Half forward flank. Kirk still running with Adam Simpson, and he hasn't had a lot of it this afternoon.
And after the throw-in here, you see Goods there against Burton. He's not mobile enough to run with the ball, so Simpson will tag Goods after the boundary line throw-in.
Both got a palm on it. Simpson got a toe poke. Wells lays a big tackle and will get another ball up. Daniel Wells wearing the long sleeves. Recruited from Western Australia, Daniel Wells. And the most difficult part about playing for the Kangaroos has been getting used to the cold weather in Melbourne. Canberra a little colder still.
Yeah, he'd love today, wouldn't he? Bolton goes in. Fosdale, look at Stevens' work. Whistle, ball up on the wing.
Spider sprints to the bench. The anvil comes on, Dennis.
Yes, the anvil is out there.
Built for punishment.
That wasn't me. That was Gerard Healy too with the anvil.
Yeah, it was too.
I just jumped on the bandwagon.
I wonder if it was the flying egg who went out there and gave him the instruction. That's yours.
Brown, the anvil, knocks it on. Taken by Simpson, goes with the outside of the boot. Barry did well. Cleared a path there for Wells as it turned out. Wells gained about 20 metres. And the ball goes out of bounds as we go down to the boundary and Anthony Mithun.
Thanks, Dennis. Dwayne, you mentioned that Daniel Wells had trouble with the weather. He's also had a lot of trouble with his teeth and his mouth, had ulcerated mouth, and I believe the good president, Doc Aylett, is giving him a helping hand, and they're getting on top of it, and he's, as such, playing some much better football.
That's interesting, isn't it? Recruiter says it's not a question of can't kick, can't mark, can't handle, can't chew. There's Makepeace, forward of the wing, in trouble, it's out of bounds. Will it be tossed in, or will it? It's a free kick to Maxfield.
I reckon he's stiff there, even though he did take him on. I think he was forced over the boundary line, and it's almost like the action was seen. Most of that tackle and the holding ball adjudication happened on the outside of the boundary.
Maxfield's got the footy. Sydney needing a lift. He goes down towards half forward. Bolton mistimed his run. Goods, clever. Brown, Harvey. Kangaroos winning it all at the moment. Down towards half forward. Archer. Well done, Barry. Well done, Archer. Came back, tagged him very quickly. And we've got a ball up midway between the Lions, wing and half forward.
He's going to be a little bit sore tonight, Leo Barry.
Oh, yeah.
And Archer's sore every week.
Yes. Bounce to restart play. Goods and Petrie.
Oh.
Maxfield collides with Nix. Archer kept his feet to King to Rawlings. Spearing ball. Harvey has 3 goals, that is. Plenty of other possessions. Gets another one to King. Almost can kick it from here. Runs inside 50. Long drop punt. Just the wrong side. Behind.
Summed it up pretty well there, Kingy. Recognised a lot of space goal side of the mark that Boomer Harvey took and just ran that way.
I'm still watching Andrew Wills hobble out there. Should send the runner out to him. Get off.
That is cruel, Dennis.
Cadelli goes in short. Shawball's got it. Short of half back. Maxfield is on. They need some goals. They need them quickly. Hard to see where they're coming from, with the exception of Barry Hall. Maxfield, very static at centre half back, the skipper.
He's as static as Andrew Wills. He's doing a better job than Barnesy out there, but it's not his fault. Stationary out there.
Comes to Barry. You're spending a lot of time on the ground. Barry off the step. Kirk takes the mark and go. Maxfield, who had the ball moments ago, runs forward of the wing, sends it inside the 50. Schneider in best position. Well, initially he was going to rove the pack. Watch that in replay. He wants to take off. He doesn't know what to do. He's just cruising behind there. That's a little later. He steps up and eventually thought, well, I can mark this.
But you know what? He must have good handling skills, because not au fait with marking over the head. When we get another look at it in a second, he actually turns his head away from the ball when it touches his hands. Got to watch it all the way through till the mark's completed.
13 goals for the season. That's his 8th behind. They're right off the pace at the moment. 4-5 to 9-4, and going with the breeze in this third term.
Watch his head turn away. He does do.
So the Kangaroos bring it back into play. Makepeace. Stevens. Harvey. Chips it wide towards the wing, and Rawlings another possession. Having a magnificent afternoon. Spearing ball from his boot. Inside 50 it travels somehow to Morrell. Spins around. Drop punts across the face. Only a behind. Digby Morrell, 24 goals last year. And it's that man again.
Well, if he was coming to get you to come off, you could avoid him, couldn't you? Short one to Barry. Catch me if you can. Disposals in this term. Kangaroos 33, Sydney 15. Jude Bolton's got it. Although not too many Kangaroos need to come off at the moment. They're all playing very well. This has been most impressive.
They're slow moving it now, Sydney.
Yes, Bolton towards half forward. Craig Bolton behind him from the side. Brilliantly done, Simpson. Hit the ground running to Makepeace. Harvey, who hung off the pack, goes to half forward. Rocker. Gee, they play this ground well. Rocker's got it 60 metres from goal. Petrie offers a lead in short. So to Harris. Harris almost the mark, knocked away by Crouch, recovers 55 metres out, pulls it across the body, hangs a long time in the air, and Jones has been a constant problem. Takes the mark. That was hard running again, just wanted to get there.
He's had 6 disposals, 6 marks. So every time he gets it, it's been from a mark inside forward 50 or just a few metres outside. That's an accident. He probably thought, obviously facing the other way, it was deliberate and was going to let it. Yeah, that's got to hurt. That's an accident.
So
Nonetheless,
Jones.
the egg will still be the same size.
That's right.
On his head. Not talking about the runner now.
It wasn't me. Jones. 35 metres out. Well, if he wants to chase me out of the ground, I'll take him on.
There's one you'll get.
Jones has got 2. He's been kicking very well, and this one is no exception. Beautifully judged.
Now you look at Harris here. He had Big Petrie let out, only had Bolton against him. Hung it up there for a while, left knee coming through. Yeah, convinced that's an accident. Good one though, if it was deliberate, he's disguised it beautifully.
It was his strapped knee. You wouldn't take that risk, would you?
No, of course not.
Last 2 goals to Jones, and the Kangaroos continue to keep the Swans at arm's length. Goods in the ruck against Brown. Got a kick. If that counts, it does, because Powell knocked it back to him. Maxfield, Bolton, now Williams. Good attack this. High towards the goal square. Ball over the top. Couldn't bring the mark down, and Makepeace had it but lost it. And that almost deliberate. The umpire will adjudicate. He says no. Ball in.
Gee, Jason Ball had everything going for him then in that marking contest on the end of the square. Still bombed away when they're just behind here. They're breaking down a bit. You'd like to see somebody at least offer one lead.
Schneider was bleeding. Crouch might make something of it anyway. Doesn't, misses a behind.
Tough kick into the wind here because the Sydney Swans zone can sit in relatively tight. And that means it'll be more heavily populated. So it's got to go for a safety or just try and hit long and boundary.
Bright sunshine, but still very cool. 35 points the margin. This is Simpson. Coming off 28 possessions last week.
12. Number 12 in his possession count today with this one.
Drives it high around the outer side. Well done, Petrie. Came at it hard, lays it off to Harvey, running hard, kicks it up towards the wing. Jones beaten this time by Barry, shrugs a tackle, well almost, got it to Bolton. Back towards the middle and Fosdyke. Fosdyke's got it from Williams, feigns to go on, into mine, steps around, 55 metres out, pops it in, Schneider must have bounced, he played on.
Touched.
Was it touched?
Yeah.
Okay, kicks it behind.
See here, didn't have a lot of room to move. Grew up with his own oval in his backyard at his parents' property in Osborne. Adam Schneider can't help but be a footballer if that's the case. They built it and he did come. King, long, Powell flies, can't bring the mark down, can't keep it alive, and we'll get a ball in. Half forward flank.
That's a good mullet.
It is. It's one of the best in the AFL at the moment, actually. Ball knocked down to Williams. Chance here. Great smother by King. Ricochets back to Williams. Fosdyke. Handball out. Hoping for Hall. Watt. Front spot. Simpson starting to have an influence now. Rawlings has had an influence all afternoon. Harris.
Good throw.
Throw in the middle.
They're playing panicky football though, the Sydney Swans.
Ty Kennelly to take it. From the middle, goes long inside 50. Good punch away by Jones. And then thumped towards the boundary by Makepeace. That was fairly deliberate, but the umpire said no. Second time Schneider has asked and been denied.
Roberts Thompson on for Jason Ball. Cools his heels.
Boundary throw in right on the 50. Brown and Hall. Hall did well. Schneider over the football. Immediately attracts a crowd. We'll have a ball up just outside the 50 then.
They need to move on here, the Sydney Swans. Otherwise, this will be the most simple game from three-quarter time for the Kangaroos to complete. Swirly breeze down there. Even though it's Swirly, 2-3 goal advantage.
Yeah, still certainly an advantage going the Swans' way.
Makepeace to Harvey. Breaks from half back. Through midfield towards half forward. Propped in front. The clever Mark Simpson. He's a wonderful player. Wheels around. Kicks inside the 50. Intended for Rocker. They've almost got a free kick there, Big Sav. Picked up by Goods, who's been good, to Wharf. Wharf has a bounce. Runs inside the centre square. Late to release it. Down towards half forward. Watt backed his judgment. Did well. Knocks it across. King tries to hack it out of mid-air, missed it. Watt comes again, feeds it back to Teague. Teague at half back, arches the back. Plenty of time, takes them on, runs to the wing, goes to half forward. Harvey, clever, almost the mark. Maxfield the crumb, forward of half back, pumps it back towards half forward. Nix will let it bounce. And that's been the story of the afternoon. Takes a kangaroo bounce and goes out of bounds. Nothing going right for Sydney.
Rowan Wharf running through the centre square about 60 seconds ago. Got a bit close to the bloke coming at him and was upended. I reckon he would have landed right on his tailbone.
From the ball in. Strange ruck contest. Brown against Powell. The ball tied up and we will get another bounce.
Fosdyke punches the ground as well.
About to tick into time on. Third term.
Ty Kennelly sitting off the back of this pack.
Goods flies and almost threw it onto his boot without taking possession. Teague, Makepeace, now King, back inside, looking for and finds Archer, who drops it. In dispute, he's caught a little high. Umpire says he'll bounce it.
How could you miss that?
Sometimes, you know, you see players with of the ilk of Glenn Archer, and you know that their body and their will, they just they absorb more punishment, and you almost look at it and adjudicate accordingly, thinking, well, he can cop that.
He asked for it. It's going to be a free kick, I think, to Petrie. Back inside the centre square. 10-5, 4-7. Sydney with the breeze. Petrie, so often a man is free on that side of the ground. This time it's King. Now he's kicked it after the whistle, and the umpire made it clear that he wanted the play to stop. No action will be taken. It'll find its way back to Petrie after a lengthy delay. What was Kingy thinking? Now he's debating it with the umpire. Not there. Away to the right. Got a few words to say. Loves a goal on the run. Strange to relate, they seem to be kicking it further inside the 50 at the right-hand end than they do the left. I can't work that out. Mitho's down there. He's our man on the spot. He knows. Kick inside the 50. Juggled attempt at the mark. Harris to Archer. Archer from 40 metres out pulls it back too far behind.
It is Canberra. You get a strange spin on things from up here.
Not from Mitho.
No.
Geographically, he's not great when he talks about distances.
Mitho.
Yeah, but these are ends, not right wing, left wing.
Well, he's trying to get it to the right wing. Powell does kick it there and high towards Goods, who flew early. Teague stayed down and judged it well. To Watt. King chips the kick towards Petrie. Takes the mark just outside 50. Rocker on the move. One grab. Harris. A little push from Barry. Umpire said it wasn't big enough. And we'll get a ball in. Rocker and Schauble untangling themselves. Harvey and Rawlings, the major possession winners on the ground so far. Back into play. Goods tries to take it out of the air. Backhanded it. Maxfield edged out by Rawlings. Continues to have a good afternoon. Tackles Kennelly. High kick towards the wing. 5 players let it bounce. Picked off by Harvey. Back into the corridor. They're coming at him. Almost not quite taken by Petrie. Plays on. Kicks inside 50. Wobbly ball through a couple of hands. Wharf mops it up. Goes to Barry and the Swans are away on the open side of the field.
He wants the middle. Walks back. Which way does he want to go? Eventually gets a hand pass to Wharf. A lack of conviction there. Drives it towards the outer side. Giving a contest. Nix knocked it away from Simpson. Charging through his Watt. Play towards left half forward. Jones too much carry on the kick. Wharf a chance. Jones bounced off him. Brilliantly done. Runs to 50. Kicks long. Inspired by his own work. Didn't look. Ball. Wow.
It's not going right.
No, it is not.
And Leo Barry, if you were Barry Hall, you'd run the length of the field and clip him under the ear. He was in space, but Leo wanted to do a blind turn like that, and he wanted to take another bounce, and in the meantime Barry Hall was covered eventually.
After the throw in, Archer is crawling after the football, lays it off Harris. Harry kick, bounces through for a goal. Oh, too easy.
It is. Well, they're about to fall apart, Sydney Swans, and I don't want to harp on this one with Leo Barry because I'm a big rap for him. I love the way he does take on the opposition, and you can be vital. A backman who does take on the opposition, get to space, should do it once, and then he's in a settled mode and he can spot up his kick. But when you take on the second and third, you're inviting trouble and you're kicking forward to your forwards under pressure.
It's getting beyond Sydney. Inside 4 minutes to three-quarter time. Burton tries to take it out of the air, just missed it. Watson threads the handball through it and found King on the run through the wing. 2 bounces, spearing ball too wide, out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Craig Bolton at half-back for the Swans. A move on the bench for the Swans, hoping Stevens can provide something.
Craig Bolton plays on. Kennelly is on across the ground. Will go there belatedly. Good kick. Kennelly still has to stop though. Morrell ran hard to get back and cover. Kennelly to Barry. Very left-sided. Needs to straighten up. A couple of bounces. 3 bounces, comes back on that left peg, sends it long down towards full forward, trying to work into the contest from behind down there. Who was that? May have been Nix over the top, was it?
It is Nix on the bottom now.
Oh, why wasn't that a free? 20 metres out, and you've got a ball up.
Oh, watch for Wells.
Now a whistle and a free kick to the Kangaroos against Hall. Advantages paid. Wells has taken off. Couple of bounces, produces a fumble on the defensive 50. Comes back to Sinclair, back to Wells. Too slick. Shawble's got it now. Hand passes over the top. Davis, who's been quiet, tries to come back and does. In goes Roberts Thompson. He was taken down. Emerging with it, Sinclair. Hit Harris on the burst. He kicks beyond the wing. Archer is up in front, knocked away by Bolton, roving the pack. Morrell can't control it. It goes across the boundary line. Just over 2 minutes till 3/4 time, and this lead seems match winning.
Kangaroos will be back in the reckoning if they can scramble to victory here or even get a bit of percentage. Ball around the corner. Inside 2 minutes to 3/4 time. Burton got on the end of the handball, gave it to Harris, rolls it back again. Diving in ball, he's over it and tackled, got it out just in time. Kennelly, Matthews, boundary line, umpire.
This third quarter, Dwayne, the Kangaroos have posted 4 goals. Sydney are yet to kick one, and the stats correlate that. 74 disposals to the Kangaroos and only 48 to Sydney.
Harding back on. Ball comes to Barry, and once again he takes off. As always, 3 bounces within the space of 15 metres. Stevens just off the bench. His fresh leg into the ball to Nix. Well, can they get some momentum back their way before 3/4 time?
Well, here's a beautiful set shot. We saw that in the second quarter at the other end, into the wind. Kicked superbly, but that's what it's about. I mean, you called it there, Leo Barry, in the space of 15 metres, took 3 bounces. Doesn't need to, might look good, but what it does, every time you bounce a ball, you take your eyes off the field further ahead by looking at the ball return to your hands.
See his average, and now you can see the angle. Former Blood and Tar from West Adelaide in South Australia, and he pulls it across the face and only a behind. Let's go down to the boundary line. Anthony Mithen.
After missing all that football with an ankle injury, Sav Rocker has come off and having his left knee checked by the doctor. He's up and walking at the moment. Doesn't look too serious, but enough to bring him from the field.
9 seconds of the game. Makepeace kicks it straight to Davis, who wheels around and snaps a goal. The old 7-point play. Love it. Well, it's about the only way they're going to get their goals today. I was just going to say they're really struggling to come to terms with this ground, and suddenly, so innocuous, so casual a kick, terrible, and Davis able to turn around. Who knows, maybe that can kick-start them. 5-8 to 11-6.
Good goal, Nick Davis. That's what he was recruited for. Set in the football record last week. He was asked which fitness exercise he hated the most. He said, take your pick. Goods having a rest. 35 seconds remaining to 3/4 time.
Shawble's pushed down to the half-forward flank here. He's just loose man. He's vacated his spot at the other end of the ground, just hoping to pinch one more.
Kangaroos with the takeaway towards half-forward. Off hands, crouch, Barry.
Look up, look
and away
up.
he goes. Has a bounce. He did look up, Dermot.
But he had Shawble further.
Maxfield.
It's frustrating though, Dwayne. He's a good player, Leo Barry, but he just penalises his team.
Time ticking by. High kick. Schneider! Big man. Can he get it inside 50 in time? The leads come. Davis on the move. Getting there. Hall! He will have the last kick of the third term. He has 3. Asking for some photographers to move so the umpire can put him around on the angle a little further.
Fair bit it hangs on this kick, doesn't it? You just know that the Sydney Swans are no chance.
Get out of the way.
Not no chance, but very, very slim hopes. If he's not successful with this one, he's going to have to start his run outside the fence.
Paul Roos. A few players will have to clean their ears out at 3/4 time. Terry Hall. Can he make it 4 for his afternoon and 2 in a row to the Swans? Tough angle. Brings it back. No! Just misses to the near side. And it's 3/4 time here at Manuka Oval. Sydney Swans with a job ahead. The Kangaroos have been superb this afternoon right from the outset. They kicked the first 2 goals of the afternoon. Sydney hit back in the first term, but it's been all Dean Laidley's men since then. Kangaroos 11-6-72. Sydney 5-9-39.
After the throw in, Archer was
Adam Schneider in his 9th game having no problem with gravity. For the Sydney Swans, though, they have got a problem ahead of them. 5-9-39. They trail by 33 points to the Kangaroos. 11-6-72. Let's go down to Anthony Mithen and assistant coach Steve Malaxos.
Thanks very much, Derm. Steve, been a really tough month for you. Was it taken a bit out of you? Did you expect this?
I didn't expect this. We've been terrible today, really. In nearly every department. Few individuals have probably been okay, but it's been terrible today.
What do you do to stop the bleeding? Do you try anything to try and win the game, or just do that, put the band-aids over the top?
Oh, we're going back to a basic thing, trying to put our best players around the footy, trying to get a little bit of run out off the half-back line, and but just fundamentally we felt we haven't just taken the footy cleanly. We've fumbled and bumbled around all day, really.
And Goods and Bolton finished that quarter on the bench. Any problem with those guys?
Oh, we just want to give Goodsy a bit of a spell. Going to use him a lot in the last quarter. He's played the whole game. Ruck or, pushing up as a forward, done a lot of running. Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. We'll let you get going. Good on you. Steve Malaxos there, Dennis.
nice work.
Let's have a look at the going forward statistics there. Obviously, they're up the top. Kangaroos, 6.5 goals in front. Shots at goal, it's self-explanatory there. Inside 50s. That's where the Kangaroos getting a lot of rebound outs out of their defensive 50. And inside 50 per goal. That is a big one there. 6 shots, 6 disposals it's taking for the Swannies to get on the board.
Final term underway with an untidy bounce. 13,832 watching this match, the highest ever crowd at Manuka. Big long torpedo inside 50. Petrie, and they could finish the Swans off in the opening seconds. In his 3rd season now, Drew Petrie, and good time to start lifting his level, especially with the absentees in this Kangaroos lineup this year and last at centre half forward. No names required, and he will line up from inside 50 with no angle. Just having a stretch. Takes plenty of time about it. Jumper out, shorts up, swings the leg through, has another look, and he'll get called to play on, surely. Anyone else would have. And he misses. Well, he just took too long over the putt.
That's not a bad call. You can take too long when you take your set shot for goal.
So Nix, who was playing on the forward line late in the previous term, to bring it in now. 11-7, 5-9. And the Kangaroos finishing on the breeze. Terrible kick in. Goes directly to Archer.
Another direct clanger there.
Archer 55 metres out. Sets it up. They'll compete about 15 metres out. Morrell from behind. Fingertips to it. Couldn't hang on. Maxfield roves the pack. Runs to the boundary line. In 2 minds. In 3. Eventually got the hand pass away to Kirk. Nix. Indecisive again. Matthews confronted, controlled it pretty well. That's better. The hand pass came from Kennelly, taken by Williams. Back to the run of Kennelly. In midfield, he goes down towards half forward. Teague going back, got a hand to it, arriving quickly. Powell. Teague was taken high, advantage paid. Harvey to Colbert. Now with Sinclair. Feigns a hand pass. All the time in the world. Sinclair pops it up towards the wing. Spotted King beautifully. King the defensive side of the wing, indicating he wants to go long. best kick in the world, although Morrell got there, couldn't take the mark. Barry, Davis, Schneider. This could result in a goal. He's running down towards the 50, Schneider. Adam Schneider goes inside the 50. A second bounce, 35 metres out, kicks and puts it through. His first.
Well, there's a glimmer of hope there. He's only had the 8 possessions there, Adam Schneider, but not the worst for the Swans. He's presented himself. He's been lively on the forward line. And Digby Morrell was never going to catch him. All he did was get himself a little bit more tired there, Digby, by chasing.
Schneider may not necessarily have opened the door for a Swans win, but at least he's knocked on it with that goal. Up in the ruck, Burton takes it on himself to kick it inside. 50. Punch down. Petrie kicks it out of midair and it's a little wide. Rolls toward the line. Kept alive well. Morrell kicks around the body through the hands of Stevens and Nix rushes through a behind. Well played by Harding just to keep that ball in the forward line.
15 possessions to Anthony Stevens. That's a hoodoo goal square for him. It's the second fumble he's had down near those goals.
Next
today.
to Kennelly, back pocket, and he takes a breath.
Spots a man at centre half back. Shawball. Rawlings over the top. Third man in the queue got it. That's Kirk. Pops it to midfield. Williams running hard through the centre square. Kicks inside the 50. Favours Watt, though, the bouncing football. Run down by Powell, but gets the kick off.
Barry will be by himself.
Goods has got it. Plays on. The best kick in the world. High one. Crouch has to wait underneath it. Jones got a fist on it. Down in front. Bounced obligingly for King. Shrugged one tackle. Steps around a would-be tackler that time. Schneider throws it on the boot. It bounces close to the boundary line and eventually goes out. Just over 16 minutes till full time. Kangaroos in control. They'll be very careless to lose from here. 74-45. Throwing out his side wing.
Matthew Burton to do the ruck work against Goods. Not too sure of his wife's watching at home, Matthew Burton. He'd say she doesn't watch a lot of football. She'd rather go out and have a latte, and he likes it that way. And he gets a free. She won't see that. To Simpson. High kick towards half forward. Nix waits under it. Not quite. Morrell. Shawball. Handball smothered. Morrell again through traffic. Chance here. Wobbly kick towards half forward. Across half forward. In the end was toward Harvey. Gets caught. Play on, said the umpire. Crouch comes up with it. Schneider has some room on the wing. Gathers. Eventually. Makepeace came at him. Spearing ball on the lead. Powell just caught under it a little. Back of the pack. Oh. Simpson coughed it up. They are still alive. Second goal to Davis. And plenty of time left.
Well, up until three-quarter time, the Kangaroos midfield had 20 more possessions. That's purely midfield players than the Sydney Swans. And in this last quarter, even though it's only at the early stages, we're only 6 or 7 minutes in, the Swans have had more ball through the middle of the ground, and that's resulted in these 2 goals to none that they've just posted.
Great tackle by Powell, jarring the ball out. Sydney have booted the last 3. Says something about their plight earlier. Still off the pace, but at least they can see the Kangaroos dust at the moment. Simpson thumps it down towards half forward, leading back in the race. Kennelly tries to push it across to support. Lost it. Wells emerges with it, runs to 50. This could stamp out any chance of a Swans revival, and he misses. Should have done better from there. Under no pressure at all, that young man. Still easy from up here. Barry wants to go. Now, the umpire had completed waving the flag. What's that all about? Barry pleads his case.
To get it here.
Coming back to Maxfield, who'll kick it to Barry. It's in the back pocket. 11-9 plays 7-9.
If they had a plan for that one, it's worked well.
They've roped the umpire in as well.
Oh,
Barry close to the boundary line. Roberts Thompson.
Finding the ball now between the two 50-metre arcs. Although the Kangaroos just chock them up here a bit, and they're going to have to go static down the line.
Sounds like a pack all by himself. That time he marked against Petrie. Terrible kick there. He's got to work on his kicking. We saw that last week. He sort of shinned that one up towards the wing, and Harris did very well, took the mark for the Kangaroos.
A lot of players side on to Harris here.
From the shadows on the wing, goes toward Morrell. Takes the mark out of his chest just in front of Barry. Just can't finish the Swans off at the moment, the Kangaroos. Morrell. High inside 50. Swans getting numbers back. Big fist by Shawble. Could have taken the mark. Ball slapped clear. Kennelly runs them from half back. Sees Jude Bolton. Hits him. Morrell holds him up. Williams calls for it short. Goes there. Can't half volley. King off the deck. Kicks it inside 50. Harvey keeps it alive. Gets it towards Petrie and he steals it. Can get the kick away. Straight up in the air. Not 15 surely. Yes, it is 15. Kirk claims in gridiron terms the fair catch, and he'll take it from fullback.
Slow to react though. Tries to go to Williams, and that's the second time in the last couple of minutes it's taken forever to go to Paul Williams. Getting across Simpson. He's taken the mark and he'll kick from 55. That was lamentably slow. Mind you, this player fair quality sensed where it was headed. The goal here should just about end it. Well, as they say, a handy point. That makes it 25 points, but a long way to go in this one, and Sydney certainly looking better, have to say that. Then again, what we saw early was poor.
If they get this kick away here, they're going to be on a mini break here. They've got numbers out there side on to him.
Stevens takes the mark from Maxfield, goes down towards half forward. Goods takes the grab. Well, almost. Did that a lot last week, in position to take the mark and simply didn't complete it. Simpson did very well. It's out of bounds.
Well, they're on track here, the Kangaroos, for the win, obviously. They haven't beaten Sydney for 3 calendar years. So it's been a long time between drinks.
Burton, Roberts Thompson. Burton knocks down in Harris's direction. He gathers. Gets away with a kick towards half forward. Archer. Craig Bolton. Archer wins out. No, he doesn't. The boundary umpire wins, and we will get a ball in half forward flank. About halfway through in terms of time, this final term. 12 minutes played, 12 minutes plus time on remaining. Boundary umpire takes plenty of time. Full house here at Manuka over this afternoon. And the ball slapped out of play, and the boundary umpire will have to do it all again. Sydney's lowest score this season against Fremantle in round 2. An inaccurate afternoon's work.
Tossed in. Other side against a sea of faces. Burton hooks it down. In trouble. Going nowhere. Sydney Swans. That time the tackle applied on Crouch.
Spoke to Dean Laidley after last week's game. He went up to watch Sydney Swans play, and he was amazed at the latitude given to the Sydney Swans midfield running towards their own goals. So he's really worked his team over on tackling them through the middle of the ground here, pressuring them here. Goods can receive here in the middle of the ground.
This is Stevens. Got it from Nix. Goes in short to Goods. Wants to go alongside the centre circle. Goes back across the ground. Roberts Thompson plays on. It's got a kick inside the 50. Young Powell is down there. Colbert worked him out of it. Harvey flicked it across to Watt. Watt goes around the outer side. Harding outmanoeuvred by Roberts Thompson, who tracks it across the boundary line. Dean Laidley riding high at the moment, trying to will his troops on. They look safe. 25 points the difference. Just under 11 minutes to go.
That was Shannon Grant back left. One of the late exclusions from this game this afternoon. Jude Bolton tries to slap it clear. Well played by Stevens. Burton getting his knees dirty. Finally King from the wing towards Archer at half forward. Too wide for Archer to have an attempt at it. And we will get a ball in 50 metres from the Kangaroos goal.
Brett Allison, centre back there, played with both these clubs. Interesting, Paul Roos there in the foreground, obviously. Daniel Wells has been left the goal square by himself against Brett Kirk for the Kangaroos. 55 metres around to the left-hand side of screen. Should they get the ball in there quickly? Petrie joins him now.
Burton and Roberts-Thompson. Maxfield caught by Jones, and we'll get another ball up. There's been a lot of stalemates in this game this afternoon, and 10.5 minutes remaining final term. Time ticking away for the Sydney Swans.
Bounce right on the 50. Roberts Thompson up to knock it down. Simpson backs out of the pack, hurriedly onto the boot. Barry appears to have it covered. Awkward bounce. They've got the numbers. Barry slips over. They're making it difficult. Eventually, though, had the poise. Nicks out of defence. Comes to Stevens. Crouches on in the middle. Spots him now. In fact, Fosdyke's got it. Crouch is still on. Fosdyke had the bounce. That was unnecessary. Crouch has got it 55 metres out. Goes to Hall. Man on in the square.
That's
He
good.
doesn't go there.
That was good. And well done by Johnny Baird. He didn't come right to the mark. He just left himself enough ground to cover and force Hall to take the shot and not make the certainty with the handball over the top. Hedged his bets well there, John Baird.
Barry Hall, first 3 goals for the Swans today. Going at his 4th right here. The margin currently at 25. This to pull it back to 19 with still plenty of time. A lot of scoring down into the breeze today. Hall right behind this kick, and it's good. Sneaks it home. A flicker of hope.
Well, they had the overlap on their right through from the half-back flank there, so they really did it did warrant a goal there. And Barry Hall did the right thing. He's a goal kicker. You've got to turn around and just do your job. Don't make it something difficult if you can simply just perform your task.
Well, the margin was 41 points. It's back to just 19. Bounce in the middle. Burton down. Simpson gets the takeaway. Rocker! Play on. Called touched. High kick towards the goal square. Chance for the leapers. One grab. Petrie. Can he snap it? Just hits the post.
Kicked 5 points this quarter, Dwayne.
Something about Petrie, so raw-boned but so energetic to himself. Barry plays on, needs to be careful, goes to ground. Wells almost got him. Bolton chips towards the boundary. Nicks. Well, he juggled it across. He juggled the mark across. It came clear of his hands. He got it on the second grab across the line. Watch it again. Comes out. There's the line. Good call by the official.
Clean hands. It's all important, isn't it?
Tossed it in the pocket. Sydney making a late charge. Into the pack goes Crouch. Rawlings was waiting for him. What a bad tag team there, Rawlings and Archer. Ball up inside the attacking 50 for the Kangaroos, who haven't kicked a goal in this term. Ball and Burton lock up. Ball wins it. Bounces to Fosdyke hurriedly. Gains about 25 metres, close to the boundary line. Out it goes again. By contrast, Sydney have booted 3 goals. The time remaining just over 8 minutes. Margin cut to 20 points. Another goal would make it very interesting. Hand pass comes from Harris. We've got a whistle, and I think it's going to be a free kick to Sydney. It's going to Jason Ball.
They've got some momentum, the Swans. Ball from half-back. Kangaroo players flooding back. Goods comes hard. The Goods train didn't take anyone with him and didn't take the ball, which is the big disappointment. We'll get a ball up, a ball in on the wing. Clearances from the middle. Goods leading. Burton to do the ruck work against Goods, who thumps it, but straight through the hands of Kennelly, and Rawlings kicks it out of bounds on the full, and Adam Goods will be the recipient.
You mentioned, Dennis, how the kicking has been poor to the left-hand side of the screen, or they've kicked goals into the wind, as we've watched Colbert on the back flank. To the right-hand side of screen, we just assume that that's going into the wind. There's been 13 goals kicked there today, and to the left, with it, only 6.
Where's Mitho?
Somehow, they're coming home against the breeze, if you know what I mean.
In the manner of speaking.
Yes.
Throw it on the wing. You understand completely. Very inexact science, this footy. Over the top. Bolton knocked it straight down to Stevens. Kicks well inside the 50. Shawble from behind got a fist on it. That was good enough. Close to the boundary line. Barry shrugs a tackle. Drew a man. Goes to Bolton. Jude gets it back to Barry. Bolton Craig has got it now. Kicks down towards half forward. Teague with the judgment. Made it difficult for the man behind him though. Watt. He's tied up. Is that Sydney Swan, but the result not bad as far as they were concerned. Fosdyke comes up with a footy, and they live to fight another day about 55 metres out from goal, down by 20 points. Can they make something here? Burton, well done. Got it down to Watt. Taken on by Hall. Down he went. Picked up by Crouch. Wide of the pack. Maxfield chases it. Goods has got it. Wheels around. Needs a goal. Gets it behind.
He moved well there, Goods, didn't he?
Not sure he shouldn't have fed it to the left footer.
Yep.
Brent Harvey with the all-important kick in from fullback. Finds King, play on. Over the top to Stevens. They've worked it out well. Bounces his way across defensive 50. Might go back inside. Goes to make peace. Tucked up against the boundary. Long kick. Morrell the target. Stevens! Inside 50s this quarter. Kangaroos 10, Sydney 6 for 3 goals. Ball comes to Hall. Hard kick. Good take. Well played by Watt. Had the hard advantage over Schneider. Over the head of Rocker. Now on the rebound. Barry loves to run, loves to bounce. Gets the handball inboard. Crouch might have to go back again. Kennelly back to Barry. Will have a bounce this time.
Kick it.
Handball to Ball. He does kick it, but the wrong way. Matthew Burton gets the handball up. Simpson high towards full forward. Off hands. Petrie! And that could be the beginning of the end.
Taking nothing away from Drew Petrie. Handed it on a platter there by the Swans. There's something to be said for, on occasions, you're under pressure, you do have to kick it. I know there are times where you've got to take the risk to give your teammates an opportunity. You're better than 50-50 to win the ball. But when you're constantly under pressure, occasionally you've just got to labour it forward.
I think I'd like to see Leo Barry's contract. It must have a bounce incentive clause in it. 12-11 to 8-10. Sydney had got the previous 4 goals. In the middle, Harvey appeared to be held without it. No free kick. Matthews sends it out very wide. Teague leads in the race. Heard the voice. Goes to Rawlings. Kindly bounce. Swings it down towards half forward. Ball from behind. Gets a fist on it. Puts it out of bounds. Well, that last goal, very much a backbreaker. Fully deserved by Petrie. He's been a willing worker on that forward line. And the Kangaroos lead it now 12-11 to 8-10.
We're into time on final term. Burton, Morrell lost it. Craig Bolton, Williams caught. Rawlings, good tackle, good performer this afternoon. Good season. And the ball out of play in front of Archer. Well, Williams hasn't been able to inspire his team this afternoon. Had a good run of wins coming into this game. Sydney Swans. But it'll stop at 4 in a row. And we'll get a ball up. Adam Simpson, who was tagged for most of the afternoon by Brett Kirk.
Can't take away from Brady Rawlings' game also. Mid-20s possessions, but Not only that, he's actually played against Paul Williams.
Jones, who's been dangerous, pops this one out of bounds on the full. Anthony Mithun.
Crowd record here at Manuka Oval, 13,832. The ground announcer saying that everyone can go on the ground for a kick, and had to qualify that by saying not yet.
He's going to say not some of these Sydney players. Why start now? Schneider down towards half forward, pushing the back on Powell, nothing doing. Teague dragged down. Rawlings, Baird cleverly. Stevens, who started the game so well, chips it out very wide. Coming up, Stevens went to ground, tries to get it across to Davis. Eventually it got there. Schneider's got the run of it now on the wing. Maxfield running, kicks inside the attacking 50. Watt comes back on Hall, held his ground. Hall, Watt did pretty well. Hall shrugs a tackle, pulls it back across the goal front. Goods takes the mark. Who's going to get the free kick in any case? Plays on, slips and misses. Well, I think it's too late anyway, but
He did play on, and that's what did him. He knew he'd played on, and he'd love to go back to prior to the slip and say no, but unfortunate.
Makepeace long to Harvey, who almost, he does outmark the two talls. Crouch, or two taller players, Crouch and Schauble. From half-back, chips it. Wells. Late inclusion, 5th game, pick number 2 in the draft. And now Rocker. He can load up, go for the big launch. Goods having a rest after that indiscretion. Spearing ball finds Archer at half forward to Rawlings. Hacks it inside, 50. Big fist comes from Bolton, and then he gathers his own crumb. Handball in the direction of Williams, bounces unkindly. Tackled by Morrell, tied up. And we'll get a bounce just outside the goal square. 83 plays 59 inside 3 minutes remaining.
You look at some of these Swans players. Paul Williams, 11 possessions today. He's averaged 18 for the season. Fosdyke, 10 today. His average is 18. Crouch, 8. His average is 13. Matthews, 13. And his average is normally 21.
Burton hooks it around, but only as far as Williams in the goal square.
All engine room players.
Towards the outer side. Big leap out there from Rocker. He's penalised. Swans to get the free. Matthews in the back pocket there. To Nix. They've generally preferred this side of the ground, Sydney, to attack. Not so the Kangaroos. Generally, they've gone on the other side. Kennelly towards the wing, and Ball takes the mark. 83 plays 59. Jason Ball. He's battled quite well. Goes back. Oh, Matthews backed off the footy. Morrell came to it. Gets the hand pass to Jones. Jones a probing kick inside the 50. Petrie tracks it back. It runs away from him and goes out of bounds. And I'm starting to think about that big commercial airline. Boys, the big jet. Not that I didn't enjoy the flight up with you, but I think we'll part company here. I'm always a bit concerned whenever the flight number is longer than the wingspan.
But it has been a joy to be up here, Dennis.
Oh, yes, loved it.
Ball back into play. Off the back of the pack, Morrell in dispute with Schauble, and the umpire will sort it out with another bounce. O'Keefe coming on, Kennelly having a rest. Sydney Swans challenge has come to an end. Kangaroo victory. Home game up here in Canberra, and it's come off. Archer to Morrell, caught in the tackle, close to the boundary line, and the ball out of play in front of Crouch, who has a word to the umpire. And we'll get another ball in. Rocker to do the ruck work against Ball. Late inclusion was Sav. Archer, he left it for Harvey, screws it around, could have handball. Has he kicked the goal? No. Just couldn't quite bring it around enough.
That's bread and butter stuff, though, really, isn't it? 3 goals in the opening quarter there for Brent Harvey. He was on fire. Hasn't added to that, but when you look at this margin, it's just a tiny bit more than that amount he kicked in the first quarter. So helped put the score on the board, didn't he, in terms of setting up the win.
did apologise, say sorry to his teammate, which is a word you hear often in Canberra.
Kirk to Matthews, up towards the wing, stretching, ball once more. So hard in the AFL to win 5 in a row. Sydney trying to do that today. Simply have fallen short. They've looked flat. O'Keefe got it across to Matthews. Another terrible kick taken by Hall, taken on by Colbert, lacks nothing in courage, goes to Roberts-Thompson, dying seconds of the game. Schneider almost couldn't complete the mark. Powell, Schneider, Sarah. That goal won't count. At least I don't think it will. It's right underneath us. Was the all clear given? It signalled a goal. So Schneider. Well, has it been annulled? No, the central umpire back towards midfield. Umpire Goldspink said no. He heard the siren, so that goal doesn't count. And the final score, Kangaroos 12-12, Sydney 8-11. And congratulations to the Roos. They were terrific from the get-go today.
They were fantastic, weren't they? Barry Hall on screen there. Finished with 4 goals. His first 3 kicks were all goals for the Sydney Swans. Boomer Harvey there shaking hands. 3 goals in the opening quarter also was fantastic today for the Kangaroos. You take a look at the stats, gents, and you would assume there wasn't much between the two teams. Kangaroos have had 262 possessions, Sydney 260, and Mark 66 to 67, but they really fell apart in the midfield, the Sydney Swans. Clearances, the Kangaroos had 41 to Sydney's 27, an area which the Swans have been so strong in. Let's go down to ground level with Anthony Mithen.
And Brady Rawlings, congratulations, well done. You boys love it up here in Canberra.
Yeah, we've got a pretty good record up here. We sort of try to make it a home ground advantage as much as we can, and yeah, it worked well for us today.
I believe the coach wasn't too impressed with your last 20 minutes last week. You played with a certain intensity this week.
Yeah, our last quarter's been pretty ordinary. I think against Adelaide, against Port Adelaide, both been pretty poor, so that was a big focus today.
Was there a special message during the week, anything you worked on that Dean really wanted you to sharpen up on?
I think just to make this more of a home ground advantage. I think we can gain a real advantage out of this, and if we can keep winning up here, we'll keep coming up here, I guess.
You look really comfortable on the half-back flank and really created lots of drive, you personally, as well as the half-back line in total.
Yeah, there's a few young blokes down there now, and sort of pretty attacking sort of back line, and yeah, it's been good.
You did it without Shannon Grant too, which is a feather in the team's cap. How is he? What is the injury concern?
Yeah, I think Shag should be right next week, but yeah, he's a huge plus for us in the midfield, and it's good that blokes like Daniel Harris, Ash Watson, Daniel Wells can come in today and fill the void. It's good. We've
got the Bulldogs next week, so it's a very winnable game next week as well. I know you don't want to hear that, but certainly the pundits will be picking you on today's performance.
Yeah, well, Bulldogs haven't won a game for a while, so they're going to come out wanting to win for sure. So we've got to be on our guard next week. Yeah.
Boys are waiting for you. Good on you, Brady. Congratulations.
Thanks, Smitho. Thank you to Brady Rawlings. 24 possessions today, played as the direct opponent for Paul Williams, who had exactly half, 12. I mean, such a danger, Paul Williams, gents, yet he's doubled him on the stat sheet. If you had said that before the game, you'd have said, no, you're going to look at a different game. But playing very good footy, Brady Rawlings, the less celebrated brother. As we see Anthony Stevens walk off the ground there on the day that he becomes an AFL Life member. Clocks up enough games. Game number 260, and he's obviously played 40 elsewhere in night games, state games and the likes. Representative football. Glenn Archer there was fantastic once again. Put his body on the line as always. 12 possessions for him, 1 goal. And Jess Sinclair, he's been a good find for them, Dennis. He showed bits and glimpses at the Fremantle Dockers, but certainly come of age since returning home to Victoria.
Yes, very mature footballer now, uses the ball well, and the role he's been played in across half-back I think suits him to a T. Copped a very nasty knock last week as well. Just watching him go down the race there, he appeared to be feeling that left hip as well, so he must have gone in with a bit of soreness there, but he played a very good game, and those sort of sore hips and what have you in this sort of weather would tend to smart.
You have a look at the inside of the rooms here, and there was the window straight to outside with no curtains on it or anything. Magnificent. Everyone gets a bird's eye view of the team celebrating here. Dean Laley with Drew Petrie there under his arm. He was fantastic today. 25-point win to the Kangaroos there. Let's have a look at the score. 12-12-84 to the Sydney Swans, 8-11-59. 25-point lead. If they were a roulette wheel, you'd back them in the mid-20s, the Kangaroos. They've won games by 26, 23, 28 and 25 points, the Kangaroos. Let's go back down to Anthony Mithen.
Thanks, Derm, and the man of the moment, Anthony Stevens. Qualify for AFL Life membership today with your 300th game of senior games and Victorian games, Australian games. It must be a proud moment.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. You know, I didn't really even know what was coming on, but got a call early in the week and said you got AFL Life membership, and yeah, it's just a fantastic achievement and a great honour too to be with such champions that have played some fantastic footy over the years.
We're getting showered here in mud, which is hardly very appropriate for a man who has played 300. Was it a special build-up once you learned the news? Did you reflect on it much?
Not really. I mean, we were just desperate for the win this week. We knew if we had a loss this week, we kind of go really back down the field, and we wanted to keep ourselves up amongst it. And yeah, so we were just concentrating on getting the 4 points this week. We knew that Sydney had a fantastic 4 to 5 weeks leading into this game, and you know, we think that we got a bit of home ground advantage, but you know, they've played a few times here, and yeah, it's just the boys are fantastic today. Just their hardness, we got on top of them early, and then just kept working at it for the rest of the game.
Well, they have been the giant killers, and you come up against a side next week who haven't really covered themselves in glory in the Bulldogs, only winning the one match so far this season. Great opportunity to string a couple in a row.
Yeah, and I think over the last few years the Bulldogs have actually got the wood on us a little bit, so it's going to be a real tester for us. You know, we're desperate for that, and we kind of want to get a few wins leading into the bye and set ourselves up for the year.
You are very good at avoiding these distractions from David King throwing mud at you. The style of football you're playing this year as a team, it seems to be keep possession and go to your best option, prepared to wait, and a bit more possession orientated under Dean.
Yeah, we still go try and get the ball into the forward line as long as we can and quick as we can. But you know, there's options shorter. We kind of go to them rather than kind of quickly getting the ball in. You know, yeah, it's a lot different. But yeah, it's had an enjoyable year, and really looking forward to the rest of it.
Shannon Grant back next week.
I think so, yeah. I think he's... I'm not too sure what really was wrong with him, but...
Hemi, I think I can tell you.
Well, I can't give it away anyway.
Hopefully he will be back, though.
Yeah, he should be right for next week, yeah. I think he was nearly going to play today.
Good on you, Steve. Congratulations on the AFL Life membership.
Thanks, Smitho. I thought he was taking on his own Johnny Carson show there. The longest after the game interview of all time. Let's have a look at the goal kickers there. Harvey and Corey Jones, 3 apiece. Singles to Petrie, Rocker, Archer, Wells, Harding and Harris. For the Sydney Swans, Dwayne... Big Barry Hall got the 4, Davis 2, Schneider and Nix 1 apiece.
They've had some emotional games this year too. The Kangaroos, the Pagan game and the Carey game, and Jason McCartney best on ground for the Kangaroos reserves this weekend. Could he be back wearing the 89 next week? Back in the rooms, Anthony Mithen.
Got a few more to ask Brent Harvey. You set things up really for your side. Must have been pleased with your efforts, particularly in the first quarter. Anything Barry Hall could do, you could do better, kicking the 3.
Yeah, it was a good start. I think that was the focus of the team, but I was lucky enough to kick 3 goals in the first quarter. I worked pretty hard, so it was good to come off, yeah.
It's a great home ground advantage for your team up here, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we've played 12 or 13 games up here now and lost 2, so you know, anything that helps us, we're going to take.
And it'll be, I suppose, especially significant beating Sydney up here, given it's in their home state. And well, ACT is in fact a state, I suppose, but just to beat them in front of what was predominantly a Sydney crowd.
Yeah, we knew that it was going to be a lot of Sydney-siders up here this weekend. It's a little bit different to go into the SCG, but as I said, it's good to come here. There's a lot of support here for the Kangaroos as well today, so it was fantastic to come away with the 4 points.
They've run out of mud. They're throwing tape at us now. David King wants to know just how much you weigh as well. It seems to think you're only about 75 kilos.
Yeah, a little bit less than David, don't worry about that.
The Bulldogs next week presents a different challenge. It seemed the style of play you played today, you seem to corral your opponents rather than that one-on-one style, almost inviting them to make mistakes with their possessions.
Yeah, you know, we watch the videos of Sydney during the week and we knew their style of play, so we just had to, I guess you could say, sort of corral them and as you said, let them make the mistakes. But, you know, we've got the Bulldogs next week. It's a pretty even competition. You can't underrate no team in the competition, so we're looking forward to it.
And just a quick word on your skipper, AFL Life membership. He didn't know about it. He was rung up this week and told the good news that he's got the 300 games under his belt. He's a champion of this club and I'm sure a champion to all your 21 teammates.
He knew about it, don't worry. He was telling us the last couple of weeks, I got my 300s coming up. No, he didn't know, and he's sensational when you play alongside blokes like that, and you know, Glenn Archer, and just to be involved with Anthony Stevens is fantastic, and it's a pretty big honour.
Good on you, Boomer. 3 goals. Could have kicked that fourth there late in the last quarter. It was a shocker, but Doom gave you plenty. You can watch that back on tape.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
I'm tipping that big lump of tape came from David King as well. Oh, there he is on the side of screen there. We'll be back to wrap up after the break, except for Melbourne viewers. They will come back to Amy Stadium in Adelaide, where they find the Adelaide Crows and the Western Bulldogs go at it this afternoon. It has been the Kangaroos victorious by 25 points. Well done to Anthony Stevens.